Aloha and like Flynn viewers. Today I am going to talk about my absolute disdain for the new way these lightning lanes make you feel like total garbage. Whether you have the lightning lanes or whether you are in line watching people in the lightning lanes. Stay tuned. Welcome to the In Like Flynn's channel, where we talk everything Disney, from the good to the bad, the rants to the raves. So let's talk about lightning lanes. Because I want you to rewind back to when I was a cast member back in the early 2000s, and you had those nice paper fast passes that everyone remembers, everyone raves about. They were wonderful. You came into the park, everybody was on equal footing. You could plan your day out, and you know what? If you put in the legwork and you put in your homework, you could get a great day of Disney attractions with those paper fast passes. Now, while there was some issues, occasionally the fast passes would go down, they would go out early. You know, every system is going to have its flaws. But I will argue that that system was 100 times better than the current Lightning Lane system for several reasons. So first, let's go over some of the reasons a Lightning Lane just makes you feel like an absolute piece of garbage if you have a Lightning Lane. All right, so first of all, the lightning lanes aren't cheap. If you have a family of 4, you're easily going to be spending upwards of $75 to $100 in lightning lanes. That's if you're at the bottommost tier for lightning lanes, or if you're just going to pay to get on the individual lightning lane attractions. So you are already upset because you had to pay that much money. Let's be honest here, folks. Like, this whole video is going to be about honesty. If we are honest with ourselves, if we put out that much money, there's part of you that is upset with the Walt Disney Parks and the company in general for you having to purchase those lightning lanes. That is an additional expense on top of an already expensive vacation. So you dig down deep in your pockets, you get the lightning lanes, now you're going through the lightning lanes, and you know what? I'm not the only one that has experienced this. When you are going through those lightning lanes, you are getting some dirty looks from folks. If you are being honest, when you're going through, there's part of you that's sort of like keeping your head down. You know, you're kind of like, oh, don't want to make eye contact with people, because those people know that you dropped a bunch of money and you are getting in front of them in line basically because you have money. And it gets awkward, and you know it does. Now, some people will go through there. It's a sense of pride, and they'll walk with their chest up. And, you know, that's just not me particularly. I know when I've done lightning lanes in the past, you kind of just like, oh, I'm going to get through this. And you're just, well, yeah. And so it's awkward. To me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, it is awkward when you're going through the lightning lane. So now I'm upset with myself for spending all the money on the lightning lanes. Now when I'm going through the lightning lanes, I kind of already feel like, oh my gosh, people are mad at me. People are looking at me. They're upset that I'm going past them in line. So then there's that. Then here's the third point. And let's be honest again. You're eyeing that employee. When you get in that lightning lane and there's a long lightning lane, and it happens. I mean, there's times where we've had a lightning lane and you're still ended up waiting like 20 to 30 minutes. And you're getting mad at the employee because you don't think that they are doing a consistent ratio of standby attraction queue line members versus the lightning lane queue line. So you're sitting there getting mad. You're like, hey, I paid for this. I better be getting on that ride right away. So now you're angry. You're getting angry at the Walt Disney World employees because they are not letting through a consistent amount of lightning laners to the individual queue members. And I hate to say it, on the other side of it, you're going to have everyone that's in the standby queue. They're going to be saying like, oh my gosh, they're never letting the standby queue through. It's all lightning lane. So they're upset. This whole lightning lane system is a mess because it's just, I don't want to call it unfair. You get what you pay for, right? I wish that just everything was about, I wish we just went back to where there's a standby line, there's a single rider line, and then you have an accessibility line. because I do believe there needs to be accommodations made for people with disabilities, whether that's cognitive disabilities or whether that's physical disabilities. There needs to be that option. So that's the three options that I would like to see. I'm fine, even if you say like, well, you're being goofy because you said you like paper. I do. I love the paper fast passes, but they're never going to go back to the paper fast passes. So I would rather, and realistically, they're not going to get rid of the stupid lightning lanes either because it's just too much of a money grab for them. People are paying it. People are paying $400 a day for the Premier Lightning Lane, and it's selling. That's the thing. Like, people are paying for it. So why would they not continue to raise the price on it? Why would they not continue to roll out these Premier Lightning Lane experiences? And I thought, I'm going to be totally honest, I thought they were going to roll in this Premier Lightning Lane as a perk or a benefit for your resort guests. They haven't done that at all. So part of me is kind of upset that they haven't done that. At least Universal, you stay at one of their premier resorts or their deluxe resorts. I can't think of what they're actually called. It's our premier resort. They give you the express passes. Now, while you're going to get the same thing with the express pass, I feel like you're getting Disney World. It's just, at least it's free if you stay at a deluxe resort. I don't know. That's just me. But now let's say, again, you're on the other side of it. You don't have a lightning lane, and you're in the standby queue. Well, you feel like a piece of garbage too. You feel like a lower class citizen standing in a standby queue. So now we've got these inflated standby lines, and you're sitting there waiting 40, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 75 minutes in a line, in a queue, and you're watching these people go right by you. And don't lie to me, folks. You know that you're looking at them and you are deep down resenting that person. You are sitting there like, that person paid their way to get in front of me in line. And you're looking at your kids, and your kids are sitting there watching those lightning laners, and they're like, why can't we go in the lightning lane? Well, I'm sorry, mommy and daddy didn't have an extra couple $100 to drop for our vacation so that we could go through the lightning lane. And then so that makes you feel bad as a parent. And even say you don't have kids, it's your wife, your family members. They're sitting there looking like, hey, why didn't we get lightning lane? And you feel like a regular Joe Schmo standing there in the queue line, just constantly reminded that getting to the front of the line is now a paywall thing, and you got to put out some big bucks if you want to get in a faster line and get through and experience Disney World in a better way than regular people. You got to pay to play, baby, and I don't think that's cool. So you got that. So now you feel like a regular team normie. I call him team normie. I'm team normie. But it sours the mood of a Disney World vacation. All right? And then I already said this. You're in line. You're watching all the people go by you. And you're standing there like, they're letting in all these lightning lane people. Why aren't they letting in more standby queue? I guess they don't like the standby queue people. You're getting mad. You're getting upset. Come on. You've been there. I know I have. So not only are you sitting there, you're eyeballing, you're getting disgusted with the people going through the lightning lane. You're getting disgusted with the Disney employees. You feel disgusted about yourself. And then you're standing there, and guess what? The ride breaks down. And I've been there. Don't tell me you haven't been there. You stand there in line for an hour. Next thing you know, oh, man, we haven't moved in a while. Holy smokes, what's going on? Then you hear that announcement. Oh, we're not sure when the ride's going to open back up. You're like, maybe if I had the lightning lane, I would have gotten on it. You feel like garbage. Everyone around you is just feeling like garbage because of these lightning lanes, whether you have the lightning lane or you don't have the lightning lane. You can agree or disagree with me. That's the way I feel. I know that's the way a lot of other people feel. I've heard it in the comments. I've heard everyone basically saying how they refuse to do lightning lane because of the price. The way it makes you just like be on your phone all day. Because it really does. That's another disadvantage. Say you paid for the lightning lane. Say you paid to get on some attractions throughout the day. You got your face stuck in your phone all day long. And that is not what Walt and the Imagineers wanted. They designed a world, an immersive world that had so many hidden details and Easter eggs and things for us to enjoy. And people are just overlooking these things because they got their face buried in a phone. And you know what you're seeing more and more? As soon as people get on an attraction that are standing in the lightning lane, as soon as they have their last lightning lane scanned, as you're going through there and they're scanning it, then you're standing in line trying to line up your next lightning lane. You're missing like all the immersion of the queue. And sometimes I've even seen people on rides. They're literally on the attractions lining up lightning lanes for a future ride. Like, enjoy the ride that you are on. All this it needs to go away. A former Disney World cast member like myself is saying it needs to go away. I know I can't be the only one. I would rather there be no lightning lanes at theme parks and amusement parks. Regular line, single rider line, accessibility line. There, I said it. Let's reset back. But we all know it's not going to happen. The almighty dollar is going to win out. It's an absolute paywall for the Walt Disney World Resort. And it's just not going to happen, folks. It's a dream. It's a pipe dream for me. But it is one that really gets under my skin. Because I know how much goes into the creation of these attractions. I know how hard the Imagineers... I had friends that were Imagineers. And I know the amount of effort that goes into creating these experiences. And that's still there. That hasn't gone away. But what has gone away are people's enjoyment of that because they're so immersed in their phones. And that's because Disney is forcing us to get on our phones. I'm glad when I worked at the Backlot Tour that cell phones, they were a thing, but they weren't as big of a thing. Because we're going back to the early 2000s when I worked there. And yeah, people had their little flip phones, but we didn't have like iPhones and stuff like that. So when I was given a tour, you know how upset I would be if constantly we're going through and like say we were going through the costume department and I'm just seeing everyone on their phone while I'm giving my tour. I memorized a very long tour spiel for you all, trying to deliver it with passion, and everyone's on their phone. Now I can see why they went to all these automated tour guides. Freaking getting on Living with the Land. Used to have a tour guide with you that would talk to you, explain the plans. There'd be a little emotion behind it. Now you get a recording. Sad. Very sad. So, you heard it from me. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I want to be done with the lightning lanes. Let me know what you think. I love responding to you all in the comments. I love seeing the comments. Please, let me know in the comments what you think about lightning lanes. Should it be done away with? I would love to know what you think. I would love to know if I am the only one that thinks this, whether you have the lightning lane or you don't. If you like this video, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification icon when I drop these videos. Then you're notified. You're like, hey, this dude, he's got something else to rant about. Love to have you part of the In Like Flynn's Team Normie Army. All right? That's what I'm going to call it. I think we're Team Normie. We're just like normal folks wanting to enjoy the parks. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. I love the support that I see in the comments. There's some haters too. That's all good. You can have your opinions. I like to engage with everyone. And thank you so much for the support. And I will see you in the next video. Peace, everyone.